प्रोसेस करना पड़ता है। तो गाइस वो प्रोसेस मैं आप लोग को आज बताऊंगा कि कैसे वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं। करना पड़ता है। तो गाइस वो प्रोसेस मैं आप लोग को आज बताऊंगा कि कैसे करते हैं उसको पर वे में स्ट्रीम कैसे। गाइस आपको स्ट्रीम लैब्स ओबीएस नहीं सॉरी streamlabs.com सर्च करना है। जैसे हम लोग ये सर्च करेंगे गाइस, इसका जो लिंक है वो डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी है, तो जाके वहां से भी आप लोग डायरेक्टली जा सकते हो। इस इतना होने के बाद गाइज आपको यहाँ पे एक लॉगिन का ऑप्शन आएगा। तो गाइज आप लोग को क्या करना है, जिस भी अकाउंट से आप लोग मतलब स्ट्रीम करते हो यूट्यूब पे या फिर ट्विच पे, तो गाइज उस अकाउंट को आप लोग को इससे लॉगिन कर लेना है। और गाइज हाँ, अगर आप लोग ओबीएस यूज़ करते हो सिंपल वाला ओबीएस, तो गाइज फिर भी आप लोग को इसी वाले वेबसाइट पे आके वो करना पड़ेगा। आपको सिंपली विजिट्स पे जाना है और यहाँ से अलर्ट बॉक्स पे सिलेक्ट कर लेना है। तो गाइज डैशबोर्ड में जैसे हम लोग चले जाएंगे, आप लोग के सामने एक नया पेज ओपन हो जाएगा, आप लोग देख सकते हो। और गाइज मैंने जो अपना यहाँ पे अकाउंट जो है लॉगिन कर लिया है, और आपको सिंपली
से लाइव स्ट्रीम करते हो चाहे आप पीसी से लाइव स्ट्रीम करते हो, हर लाइव स्ट्रीमर अपनी लाइव स्ट्रीम पे अलर्ट जरूर ऐड करना चाहता है, जिससे कि कोई भी एक्टिविटी
Want to know how to create awesome videos? Check out motionarray.com. You can do it too.
What is up, my YouTube friends? If you live stream these days, you want a way to recognize your audience that's fun and interactive for them. Today, I want to show you how to use alerts to add animations to your live stream overlays in OBS for followers, subscribers, donations, super chats, bits, no matter what platform you're using, YouTube or Twitch. Oh, and by the way, it's totally free, so let's get to it. First, we'll log on and set up our alerts in Stream Elements. Second, we're gonna set up the alerts in OBS. And third, I'm gonna show you how to test the alerts and move them around if you need to. Now, there are two popular services for adding alerts, Streamlabs and Stream Elements. Both have their benefits and negatives, but basically they offer the exact same services. I use Stream Elements because I feel like the customization takes a lot less time due to the fact that it's got like a visual setup. So that's the one I'm going to be showing you today, but both are totally free and viable options. Here in Stream Elements, we're going to select our platform of choice. In my case, that is YouTube. And you just log in with your account, whether it's Facebook, Twitch, or wherever you're streaming to, and it'll bring you up to this dashboard here. I'm just gonna go and drop down streaming tools, and I'm gonna select my overlays. And I have a lot of overlays in here for a lot of different alerts that I like to use, but we're gonna create a blank overlay. It's just gonna bring us right in here, and I stream at 1080p. So we're gonna click start there. I'm gonna name my overlay up here in the top left-hand corner. And we'll just call this one alert tutorial. And then we're gonna go and click add widget. I'm gonna go to alerts and we're gonna add an alert box. Now, this screen right here represents our actual screen that we're gonna see over in OBS. So this box here shows us where our alerts are gonna show up. We can zoom in and out of that screen right here, and we can place our alerts anywhere we want on the screen. It makes it really easy to know where they're gonna show up, which is nice. It's one of the things I really like about Stream Elements. Now this right here, position and size, shows us where our box is, but we wanna get into our alerts. So the checkbox on the left is the alerts that you have selected to use with this widget. And we'll just click this little gear here, and we can go in here and set up our alerts. So right here on the left, we see the video or image that's being used for the alert, and we can click on change video and select any of the ones that there are already in there. And these green ones are ones that are already in there. And then some of these are ones that I've uploaded. And if we go over into images, you can upload an animated GIF or something like that. And these are all ones that I've uploaded myself. But for now, let's use the standard one. This one right here with the little heart. So we're gonna leave it the way it is. We can adjust the volume. Some of these have audio to them. We can also change the sound if we'd like. We can click upload sound, and I have some clips in here that I've already uploaded, and I use these for some of the custom alerts I used to use, but we're just going to stick with the standard sound, and we can adjust the volume here. Now this shows us exactly where the text is going to show up, and we can also show a subscriber message. So if someone subscribes with a message, it can show that as well. And usually there's not a subscriber message, but for donations and super chats, a lot of times there is a message. So it's nice to have that show up on screen, and we can just go down here and emulate and test, and this shows us what this is going to look like. And then if we switch the layout, you can see that, and then this one here, which basically has the text behind it, so you can't really see the text at all. Not sure how that makes any sense. But we'll select this one here all the way on the right, and that displays the text below. And there is a way that you can modify these to put the text anywhere you want. I will show you that in a moment. But you've got your alert duration, 10 seconds you can change. If you go down here to the bottom with animated settings, you can select how you want your text to show up, whether the text is delayed when it shows up, and that's all for using customized alerts. You can also go in here and change the font.
Fine. Should have seen this coming. I've only been talking about Stream Elements non-stop for like years now, and you guys do have a lot of questions about it. And that's fair. It's an amazingly powerful system, but the interface is super unique, different from all the other services, and it can be overwhelming. I get that. So today, let's get you from start to finish, setting up a professional stream with alerts and widgets and all the things, and like, see if we can do it in 10 minutes. All right, let's jump into this video. The first thing I'm gonna need you to do is type in your most that you use for all your accounts. You know what? Or the rotating widget that we have on our streams. So let's click on my overlays, and you can see that mine is a mess. Yours is probably blank, because I have a tendency to build new ones and then never delete the old ones. What are you gonna do? Let's just start fresh and create a blank overlay up here. First thing you're gonna do is set your resolution to whatever the canvas in OBS is. So my canvas is 1080p, so I make an overlay that's 1080p. Easy peasy. We're gonna name this our super cool alerts. Cool. The way Stream Elements works is it gives you a blank canvas here for you to add all of your text and all of your widgets and all of your alerts and all the things onto it, and then you take this one browser source and slap it in OBS, which is super convenient, but someone moving from something like Streamlabs or something has never seen anything like this before. So let's add a widget to it, and we're gonna add an alert box. This is the first thing you're gonna wanna do. And here we go, just so you can see what this is doing. If I click on emulate and add a follower alert, hey, there's my follower alert. Where do I wanna place this on the screen? Let's maybe throw it above my camera over here. Just so you can see what this did, let's go ahead and throw this in OBS real quick. So if I click this copy overlay URL here, go into OBS, add a browser source. We're gonna call this SE for Stream Elements. We're gonna make sure that the width and the height is the same as what we set it to, which is 1080p or 1920 by 1080. Remember when we set it to 1080p earlier? And we're gonna make this our URL. Now you can see when we emulate a follower alert, well, nothing actually happens because you have to save it first. Let's save it. There we go. It's saved. Now when we emulate a follower alert, hey, look at that. We got a follower alert right up in the corner. Looks perfect. Look at this. We're on our way. Now let's say you want to change the follower alert to a different animation that you've got set on your desktop. You can click the little gear here next to follower alert, and it brings you to all the settings. You can set an image, you can set it to a video if you have like a WebM file, for example. You can even go into all the text settings and change exactly where the text is placed, and the font and the color and all the things. All the things are in here. This is where we completely customize our follower alerts. Then we can go into here and customize our subscriber alerts, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. Couple pro tips about alert boxes, by the way. Let's say you got your follower alerts, all your alerts over here, but you want your sub alerts to do something different on this side. You can actually go into alerts, add another alert box. And with this one, we're gonna turn off everything except subs. And if we go back into our layers, we have our original alert box here, and we're going to turn off subs. So this one on the right won't display subs. This one will only display subs. So now I can have a follower alert on this side, and as soon as that's done, you get a subscriber alert on the left side. There you go. And another big pro tip, by the way, you'll probably notice we had to wait until the follower alert ended before we could play the sub alert. This happens a lot when I raid people and they get like 100 followers and then someone like drops bits and subs, but because it has to get through the 100 follower alert first, it takes like 15 minutes to show the bits and the subs. What you can do is actually create 2 separate overlays. Let's save this. We can go back here, create another overlay and make that just subs or subs and bits or whatever. So this one can play all of your follower alerts and the other one will play your subs and bits, and they can actually go at the same time. This is actually why I have my sub alerts in their own overlay, because I want to make sure they show up the moment someone subscribes. Okay, let's add the next thing. Let's throw in some text. If you want to show maybe your most recent follower, your most recent donator, your most recent whatever. Go to labels down here. Let's add in the most recent subscriber. You can see all these options too, by the way. Here's a list of your most recent subscribers. Here's your latest one. Here's your latest brand new sub, latest resub. They're all here. Let's just do the most recent one. And you notice, by the way, you don't have to use a separate app to do text. Like Streamlabs has Stream Labels. Muxy had the Muxy ticker, where you had to have an app running in the background and then import that file into OBS. And you know that default OBS text. You know when someone's using Stream Labels. That's the ugliest font. In Stream Elements is all just done right in here in the browser. I feel like I should disclose, by the way, this video isn't sponsored by Stream Elements. They don't even know I'm making it. I just think very highly of their tools, and it's probably sounding sponsored. It's not. So now we have our most recent sub. Let's throw it right in the top middle here, maybe. We can change all the text settings right here. I'm pretty sure this accesses Google fonts, so you have just about any Google font you want to use. We have always used Hashin1, although I'm starting to get a little sick of that one. It's a little bit too bubbly for me. And let's change this so it says latest sub. Easy peasy. Now whenever someone subs, this will update to the most recent subscriber. This is also the place, by the way, where you can do a total sub count, just like that. Now we got our latest sub, we got total subs. The font is different, so it looks gross, but you get the point. Big pro tip for this, by the way. If you go to your own stream, take a screen grab of the stream itself.
Защо да харчиш много пари за чисто нов телефон, когато можеш да си купиш като нов? От flip.bg. На flip.bg можеш да намериш
Then you can import in static and custom here an image, and we're going to upload that image that we just took. There we go. So now we've got our stream as a template, and we can move stuff around knowing how it's going to look on the stream. So let's shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Throw that right above the top there. And the final step of this is you go into the layers, you make it invisible, make sure you set it to the bottom so everything is layered on top of it, and now you kind of have this semi-transparent background of your stream. Everything except subs. And if we go back into our layers, we have our original alert box here, and we're going to turn off subs. So this one on the right won't display subs. Let's add a widget to it, and we're gonna add an alert box. Let's maybe throw it above my camera over here. Just so you can see what this did, let's go ahead and throw this in OBS real quick. So if I click this copy overlay URL, here, SE for stream elements. We're gonna make sure that the width and the height is the same as what we set it to, which is 1080p or 1920 by 1080. Remember when we set it to 1080p earlier? And we're gonna make this our URL. Now you can see when we emulate a follower alert, well, nothing actually happens because you have to save it first. Let's save it. There we go. It's saved. Now when we emulate a follower alert, hey, look at that. We got a follower alert right up in the corner. Looks perfect. Look at this. We're on our way. Now let's say you want to change the follower alert right up in the corner. Now when we emulate a follower alert, hey.
Hey guys, it's Yes and I'm back with a new video. This video is gonna be really short, mainly because it's a quick tutorial video on how to fix a alert box issue in OBS. Well, it's not really an issue, it's something that you have to do yourself. So I wanted to give you all the solutions, since I've been having problem with it. That's why I wasn't switching to OBS from Streamlabs OBS. So the main problem is when you click on an alert and you repeat it, you can only hear the audio, which is exactly what you don't want as a streamer. So the fix is really simple, and before we get into it, I just need y'all to check in the properties of the alert box that your resolution is correct. You don't mess with any of this. I don't know about the custom CSS, but I have nothing over here, so you guys can remove it if you want to. But after you've done that, you click on OK, and then you go to settings, you go to advanced over here. That's all you have to do. You go all the way down. As you can see, sources, all you have to do is untick this and you're good to go. You click on apply, click on OK, restart your OBS. Okay, it will restart on its own. You don't have to do anything. You just restart it, wait for it, and everything should be working just perfectly fine. And we can test it in case you guys don't believe me. As you can see, we did not change anything. Now all we have to do is do this, and as you can see, it's working just fine. Now the reason that FPS is not very good is because I'm recording, but that won't be an issue for you guys. So you click on OK, and then you go to